nobody has as much motion as Real Madrid in this transfer market now, back then, or if ever. A couple hours ago, we heard that Real Madrid were interested in a guy called Carlos Espi. A couple hours later, we get an official announcement that Real Madrid have officially signed Carlos Espi. Crazy. The motion that Real Madrid have is literally second to none. Mad. So it says here, Real Madrid and Levante have reached an agreement for the transfer of the player Carlos Espi, who will be linked to our club for the next 5 seasons until June 30, 2031. At 21 years old, Carlos Espi has played 3 seasons at Levante, in which he played 66 matches and scored 20 goals. Last season, he was named the best under-23 player in the league. What a signing. Carlos Espi is an international player for Spain at under-19 and under-20 levels. Real Madrid have signed the best under-23 player in the league. What a signing. I was not expecting this whatsoever. Now, we know that Gonzalo has gone to Fulham for 40 million euros. However, Real Madrid will retain preferential rights as well as 30% of any future sale for Gonzalo. So Gonzalo's gone for 40 million and they buy Carlos Espi for 25 million euros. That's a good deal. And listen, I'm not trying to hate on Gonzalo here. He has talent. He has a striking talent. He's going to be successful in the future. However, Real Madrid need a profile like Carlos Espi. Look at his stats here. He's 6'4". Garcia is 6 foot. So he offers a different kind of profile from Garcia, mainly in terms of aerial advantage, which, in my opinion, Real Madrid have solely lacked in the past 2 seasons. I'm going to break down the importance of this signing and how this is a game changer for Real Madrid very, very soon. So what a signing. What a signing. I feel like this was a great signing here by Real Madrid. And I know that we all have our opinions here. We're all speaking about Rodri, Dion Monday, etc., etc. But once again, and I know we're sad here that Gonzalo has left. Some of you are thinking, why sign this guy instead of Gonzalo? Now, we're not the coaches. We're not the manager. They're clearly seeing that there's a gap in the striking area, some sort of features that the team is missing, whether it's an aerial threat, whether it's a big, tall striker threat. And they've made some moves here to get a player of this profile. And I think it's a very interesting signing here by Real Madrid. Now, 25 million release clause for this kind of player in this market is a good deal. Not too expensive, not too cheap, just the right amount of money to get a player like this. Someone like him, if he was coming from the Premier League right now, 6'4", okay stats, etc., he's easily going to cost around 65 million euros, 60 million euros, etc. 25 million euros for a player like this is a good deal, while they're also getting 40 million euros for Gonzalo. Now, let's break down the importance of this particular player. Now, first of all, let's look at his stats first. He's 6'4". He's 21 years old, young, hungry, etc. But what really surprised me about Carlos' stats here is the fact that not only did he play 25 matches, but this guy started 13 matches and scored 11 goals. And apparently, half of these goals were headers. And when you hear that, and you're a Real Madrid fan, if you are a Real Madrid fan, you're probably smiling right now. Because if you watch some of Real Madrid's games last year, Vinny would put some crosses in, so would Trent, but no one to head it in, no one to attack the ball aerially. So it was clear that they were missing some sort of aerial threat. And although Bellingham is tall, etc., Bellingham played much more deeper last season. So he's not there to try and head the ball in, try and get a header in, try and hold up the play. this kind of profile here is what Real Madrid need. And these are good stats. These are very good stats, honestly, for a 23-year-old player, 21-year-old player, or 22, whatever his age is, but he's definitely under 25. 11 goals, 13 starts, half of it headed goals in. Apparently, he's a very good header of the ball. And I'll say profile that Real Madrid need right now. Real Madrid have some very good crosses of the ball, in particular in Trent. Trent Alexander-Arnold, in my opinion, is the best crosser of the ball in the entire world. Let's keep it real here. And there were some crosses from last season that Trent would ping in, no one to head it in. Trent is a very happy man right now in regards to Real Madrid buying a player like this. Carlos Espi can be the player to head in Trent's crosses or get the ball aerially, link up play, hold up play. This is exactly the kind of player they need. The Marino coaching staff everything is looking good so far. All the tick boxes, all the green lights, it's looking great so far if you are a Real Madrid fan. So this guy has some interesting stats here as a 21-year-old striker. I feel he is going to be important for Real Madrid. Real Madrid also suffer from teams that play a low block. And sometimes these kind of low block teams defend very well. And it's hard to just pass the ball in the nets when you play against low block teams. It's very hard. You either score a long range goal or it's a header from across. And when it comes to low block teams, Carlos Espi can help Real Madrid get a goal or two or win games that are very cagey. The reason why Real Madrid lost the league last year is because of low block teams. Let's be real here. The reason why Real Madrid lost the league last year is because of low block teams. They just couldn't break them down. They'll be held to a draw or the odd loss here and there. So now that they have a player like this, who's tall, who's 6'4", he can get a header in against the low block teams. Good link up play. He can fight for the ball in the penalty area. They needed a profile like this. Now, don't expect this guy to start games. Don't expect Carlos Espi to start games for Real Madrid. There's no way he will start over Mbappe in the big games. But coming off the bench to try and get a goal when he gets cagey, when it's a tight game, this is the right profile for Real Madrid. This is the right profile for Real Madrid. And in fact, if things go well for Carlos Espi, he could build a cult legend status the same way Oselu did back in 2023-2024 season when he came off the bench, scored 2 goals against Bayern. Now everyone loves that guy. He's basically a cult legend at Real Madrid. He didn't start the important games, but when it came to clutch goals, Oselu scored those goals. And this guy, if he can replicate that kind of feeling, that kind of effectiveness, this may be a very important signing. Oselu, when he signed him, was in his 30s. This guy is 21. If things go well for this guy at Real Madrid, if things go very, very well for him, you could see him play for the next 5 years, potentially 10 years at Real Madrid, being that backup striker. In fact, this is an opportunity of a lifetime for a player like this. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for a player like this. And I'll tell you what, Hull City, I think in the Premier League, they were also interested in this player. In fact, I think they were going to buy him before, but Real Madrid intervened. And of course, if you're a player and you have to pick between Real Madrid or Hull City, you're going to pick Real Madrid. So this guy has been offered a great opportunity, and I hope he doesn't blow it. He definitely knows his position. He's not going to be the star striker. He's not going to replace Mbappe, who come off the bench, try and score goals. But as long as he's happy with that, I feel like Real Madrid can go very, very, very far. This is a profile they absolutely need. And I'm super, super impressed by his stats. 21-year-old striker, named the best under 23 player in La Liga last year. He's definitely got some talent, and I think he's a classic Marino player. Jose Mourinho loves those tall strikers that can get a head in, that can wrestle a defender, that can be physically aggressive. Mourinho, this is definitely a Mourinho signing. I'm sorry. This is definitely a Mourinho signing. And I know a lot of people are a bit worried about, hey, is Mourinho the right guy to lead Real Madrid, etc., etc. Will he flop? I don't think he's gonna flop. I'm seeing very good signs from Jose Mourinho in regards to how he's managing this team. He doesn't want Camavinga in, and I think we could all agree on that. He doesn't want Essential for next season. We could all agree on that. The players that are basically dead weights in the team that we can agree on, like viewers who watch Real Madrid games have seen that these players aren't good, and Mourinho has seen it as well. Okay, I think Real Madrid are on the right track over here. They're definitely on the right track. And the fact that Real Madrid have signed a striker before Barcelona, which is wild. So this summer, Real Madrid are moving with intention. Real Madrid are moving with intention. They can't go another year trophyless. That if they do, all hell will break loose. In fact, if they do, it is officially a crisis. 1 year, okay, happens. 2 years, okay, what can we do about that? 3 years, crisis. Okay, so this great signing, very effective signing, 25 million, great deal. I think this is a bargain of a signing, especially imagine him being in the Premier League, being named the best under 23 player, him scoring 11 goals in 13 starts. You know he's going for around 60 million pounds. You know he's going for around 50 million, 60 million pounds easily. But Real Madrid, there's a release close to 25 million, great deal. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this guy is going to play for Real Madrid. What's going to be his role? How Mourinho will use him in what games? Will he mostly play in Copa del Rey games? Will he come in games that are very cagey? Can he also play? Actually, this kind of signing gives Real Madrid options. It does, because could he play alongside Mbappe? We know Mourinho is a fan of the 4-4-2 formation. Mourinho is a big fan of the 4-4-2 formation. Could this guy over here play alongside Mbappe? Or, I'm just saying, like the possibilities here. Think about the tactical possibilities here of this guy at Real Madrid. Okay, you can have a 4-3-3 formation. You can have Vini on the left if he stays, him up front, on the right, Diomande or Brahim. Vini, we know that Vini plays best when there's a target man for him to play off, or for him to deliver balls into. We saw it with Benzema. Benzema didn't get in Vini's way. When you leave the whole left side to Vini, and Vini knows you're playing up front, Vini is more confident in trying to get balls in towards you, whether it's a cross, a through ball, etc., etc. So he can play in a 4-3-3, or perhaps a lone striker in a 4-2-3-1 formation. However, could he play in a 4-4-2 with Mbappe? Imagine him and Mbappe playing up front. Vini on the left. Diomande on the right. Central midfield, Rodri, Tchouaméni, or Rodri, Valverde. The possibilities here are endless. In fact, I'm super excited to see if he's going to play in a 4-4-2 formation at some point next season at Real Madrid, and how that looks. Him and Mbappe up front. Defenders are against a tall player that's 6'4" in Carlos Espi, and a player that's the fastest, probably one of the fastest in the world in world football, in Mbappe, and the best finisher by far in the world. So the possibilities here are endless. So we shall see next season. I'm Shirley this match day. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Thanks.